Tez.
Welcome to the TezDown. Welcome.
Find the Tez.
Mic check 1 2. Welcome. Welcome to the TezDown. Party time. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, research, education, and parody. Under this act, fair use is permitted use of copyrighted content that might otherwise infringe on the exclusive rights of copyright holders. The TezDown podcast is a platform for entertainment and education. Edutainment, a blend of education and entertainment, emphasizes content that informs while it entertains. The views expressed in this channel's commentary do not necessarily reflect or represent the views of the hosts, and may not always reflect complete or verified accuracy of information presented. All content, including commentary, analysis, and discussion, falls within the legal parameters of fair use. We make no claims to ownership of any third-party content. This is the TezDown. Sports unscripted, culture unfiltered. Thank you for understanding.
You don't want zero problems, big fella.
Are you making another beat, Daddy?
What up, nephew?
And Genius is my dad.
Hey, Lele. Classic. Bass. Hard times ain't nothing at all. Really come from a struggle. Real. Move around Michael Buffer. Always ready to rumble. All that mean is off the muscle. Y'all can't match my hustle. Screen bucket, that's a cuzzo. Bigger key to no muzzle. Lately I'm feeling exhausted. Think I'm tired of being humble. Coach all on the duffel. Chip on my shoulder, you don't wanna ruffle. Where I come from, everybody is cutthroat. Could've been dead, I'm just doing what I'm up for. My old homie jumped off the roof. I tried to shepherd, he was nutso. Life, win or you lose, you gotta pick it or choose. Inspired, chose to win. Now I'm wearing furs on a cruise. The shortest path always straight. Why you all in your own way? You scream YOLO to be goofy instead of using that to be great. You black, you should be proud. When I die, spend my money with the H. It's gonna be a ton, I'm running up the rate. My name on your tongue, I'm coming up the ranks. Consistency so persistently is the recipe. I cannot lose. My options in life is win, succeed, or win. How can I choose? I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. So damn it, I think I'ma do. Survived a lot, I could've died a lot, but I'm here, got nothing to prove. Woke up, inspired.
Welcome to the TezDown. This is a wonderful Wednesday morning / afternoon for some people, and I have a show for you today. And as always, you guys saw the thumbnail, so you know that I have a guest in here today. So let's say hello to our special guest. How you doing today? This is Don Fulio Says So. What's up, Don? How you doing?
Hey, I'm black and I'm sober and I'm fat and I'm happy. How about you?
I'm doing good. So we got some discussions that we got to have today, don't you think?
Absolutely. I'm ready to have them.
All right. Hey, if you guys are in here right now, make sure you guys hit the like and the subscribe button. I appreciate you over there in the vert. What's up, Let's do a little bit of roll call in the building. Put your ones up in the air. We got Kay up in the building. What's up, Kay? How you doing? Nice to see you in here. Roxy is in the building already. Ramon, what's happening, Ramon? In Too Deep over on the kick. Y'all do know I got a kick, right? Yeah, I got a kick, right? We in here. We in here, y'all. It's me and Don Fulio Says So. It's your boy Tez. This is the TezDown. Let's get started. The name of today's show is Lies in America. As you guys can see, scrolling down at the bottom of the screen, we have all of the information that you're going to need from me today. That is my email if you're wanting to be a co-host or anything like that. Or if you want to come up and have part of this discussion today, make sure you let me know and I will drop the link in the chat. I am never scared to do so, but make sure that you do have a camera. If I do not know you, if we have never spoken before, you need to have your camera on. If we have spoken before and I recognize you, whether it be from the chat or whether it be from real life, if you have been so lucky to be graced with my presence at all, then I have a link for you. Just ask for it in the chat box. I see all the chats, even if I don't post them all. You guys can skip the super chat in two ways. You can skip the super chat by going to either the Cash App that you see posted at the bottom or the Zelle, Or you can go over on the Kick, be one of my first Kick subscribers, and send me some Kick coins. That sounds cool. I never got Kick coins before. That sounds like a good time, doesn't it? Well, let's get. Oh, we still got more people coming in. What's going on? Yeah, I like that. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Let's get into our first topic of the day, and that would be. Hold on. That would be.
Say his name and he appears.
Yes, yes, it would be. That's our first topic of the day, and I have the same sentiment. Oh yeah.
Let it be unlike his presidency, quick and painless.
Yes, don't worry. That was not directed towards you. Let's go.
This morning, many of the president's supporters furious, calling this picture that Trump posted appearing to depict himself as Jesus blasphemy. Trump took the picture down, but is defending the post, claiming he thought it showed him as a doctor.
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depiction.
Well, number one, let's get started from the very beginning today. Number one, you are the president of the United States. You can't tell you are a quote unquote devout Christian, Catholic. You're a devout follower of white Jesus. All right, we know this already. He said Jesus Epstein Christ. Did anybody see Trump's phone wallpaper? No, but Ramon, you can email me a picture of it in my email. Just scrolling at the bottom of the screen is my email address that you can use to send me that picture. And if you send it to me, I will use it on stream. So just let me know that you sent it to me, and then I'll use it. I want to see what's on his wallpaper. But here's the question here.
Hold on.
If you can, Donna, turn your camera sideways so that way it can pick up the entire screen.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Go ahead.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
Because I feel it's real cornballish to get mad when a cornball do cornball shit.
Your mic is a little bit. I don't know what's going on with it, but your mic is a little bit muffled. Maybe edit the mic settings a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, Donna. Now I can't hear you at all.
What I was saying was we can't get upset at a cornball for doing.
Yeah, you're 100% right about that. We can't.
Man, who's in charge of a fucking country, our country. Our lives are literally at stake. We know he was raised by a bum broke ass bitch, okay? He was raised by a bum broke ass bitch who had poor mentality, as so his father. So now he's one of them children that should have been left behind with voting rights, unfortunately as a felon for some reason. And he's making all these decisions, and we can't get mad at him for saying what the fuck he did. He said he posted the post, okay? But does he see himself as Jesus? Absolutely. The man is vain as fuck, but is he going to publicly admit that? No.
He said he thought he was a doctor. So let's hear a little bit more from him.
It was.
Let me hear that.
I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor.
The president insisting.
It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better.
Well, if you're the president of the United States and you are posting as if you are a doctor, I would think that that's a problem.
You're lagging.
It'll lag for a little bit, but if you're the president of the United States and you are posting as a doctor and you're not a doctor, why don't you just post as the president of the United States? Got some background noise going on over there. See if we can fix that.
Because he doesn't have a doctorate.
There we
go. He doesn't have a doctorate, and this was a fantasy that he wanted to make a reality.
Oh yeah.
He wants to make his fantasy a reality, and he's using that. Okay, you see yourself as a doctor. Okay, we see you as a false prophet, but we already see you as that. So the mission was already accomplished. Now he's made it to a reality because in his mind, this nigga think he Napoleon. He really think he fucking Hitler. But the problem is, motherfuckers ain't falling in line.
Jesse, if I would gladly do the job if you voted for me. So go ahead and vote the TezDown in. The next time you go ahead, write in the TezDown, and the TezDown will do the job. The greatest president ever in history. Most intelligent man in history, Trump. You got any sources for that?
Who told you that?
Charlie said it.
I make people
We need to check his credentials.
Saying something different.
I think the president was posting a joke, and of course he took it down because he recognized that a lot of people weren't understanding his humor.
It comes as the president is bashing the Pope.
He was very much against what I'm doing with regard to Iran, and you cannot have a nuclear Iran. Pope Leo would not be happy with the end result.
The first American Pope has been outspoken against the war in Iran, calling Trump's threat to wipe out a whole civilization truly unacceptable.
Attack
because it is
on civilian infrastructure is against international law, but that it is also a sign of the hatred, the division, the destruction the human being is capable of.
Trump firing back, calling the Pope weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy, adding, "I don't want a Pope who criticizes the President of the United States because I'm doing exactly what I was elected in a landslide to do." But the Pope says he's not afraid of Trump.
I have no fear of neither the administration nor speaking out loudly about the message of the gospel. And that's what I believe.
He's standing by his comments.
I am called to do what the church is called to do. We're not politicians. We're not looking to make foreign policy, as he calls it, with the same perspective that he might understand it. But I do believe that the message of the gospel, blessed are the peacemakers, is the message that the world needs to hear today.
Trump now facing widespread backlash. American Catholic leaders condemning his comments. Bishop Robert Barron, who sits on the president's own Religious Liberty Commission, calling them entirely inappropriate and disrespectful. And he says Trump should apologize.
But President Trump is not apologizing to the Pope or for posting that picture. Now, all of this comes as Pope Leo is now on the second day of his 11-day trip through Africa. Today, he's in Algeria, the first Pope to ever visit the Muslim-majority country. George.
Mary Bruce, thanks.
Guys, let me tell you. So first off, while we're here talking about this right now, do you guys really think that that he knew exactly what he was doing when he posted himself as Jesus? Let's go back and get that screenshot. Okay.
This morning, many of the polling this picture.
This guy believes that he is a doctor, a healer, Jesus Christ himself. This is strange behavior from a sitting president or any head of state. Don't you guys believe? This is closer to manifest destiny type stuff than I ever want to admit. And I think that you guys can also agree with me on this. Let's catch up on these comments while we're waiting for our guest of the day to come back. Welcome back to the stage, Donna.
Thank you.
We're comments right now. Let's go ahead and get these comments taken care of. Let's reduce this background noise and adjust that. Yeah, there we go. Let's get that going. We got what's up, everyone? Through Conversations with Soft Rain. Hey, Rain. Jesse told me to do the job, and I said vote for me. Schlarley. How do you? I think you spelled your name wrong, but it's cool. He probably healed. Charlie Schlery said Trump wants world peace. Ramon said, I think I sent it to you. Let me know how you got it.
I want to ask you something though, because if they feel like Trump wants world peace, I want to know, and I mean this genuinely, I'm not being sarcastic. I want to know one time in world history Trump has ever expressed he wanted world peace. When? And then I want you to show me, after you tell me when, I want to know, how did he show that? Like what he did? Like who benefited from that?
Yes.
Because I want to
says, Charlie, that Nimrod sold frozen steaks exclusively at the Sharper Image, which was an electronics store. He's a profound moron. Yes,
it's the explanation for me.
Charlie says, wonderful man, Trump, amazing job he's doing. Roxy said, Classic just did a show on narcissists. Now I'm saying just maybe, could be possibly. Y'all know the rest. We could with Trump in England, and my name is Clary with an H in it. Okay, Clary. I like that. Okay, you're in England. Shout out to England. Why did you guys not bring back Boris Johnson if you like Trump so much? Knuckles Molotov. It's satire. I'm sure the left will put me in timeout because you run from the truth. No, I'm not going to put you in timeout. You can stay right here. You can stay here.
Wait, no, speaking of revving up the troops, did y'all hear that they changed the draft age to 46, I believe, or 45?
Yes.
It's 18 to 45. I'm excited.
We may talk about that this week.
We
Cynthia
should talk about it. I'm excited.
No, he doesn't. And if you are thick enough to believe that, his belief, you can't see the trees for the forest. I don't know what honor cells did in Dom. Okay, all right, whatever that's supposed to mean. Don't put no curses on nobody. Richard said, how do you become president? 50 years from now, he'll have an asterisk by his name. It'll say first president as a felon. Shout out to the 6 7s out there. We got 6 7s in the chat, y'all. Richard said, facts. Said, it's not satire, it's a meme because our president thinks the White House is a brand. Sick of having the equivalent of an Instagram influencer in the White House. Clary said, just 3 weeks ago, he said this. And Clary said, I am from England. Yes, you are. And Interdeep says, oh, I'm good then. Can't redraft me. All of you military personnel.
Exactly. They want you.
People misunderstanding him doing a wonderful job saving the world. Tell us what he's done to save the world, or how many children that he's ended. Here we go. This is his. Thank you for Ramon for this. This is his Trump's screensaver on his phone. His background.
What is it?
It is him and bling. He's blinged out as a black person.
That is the most egregious thing I've seen all day.
That's his screensaver. Let's blow it up.
Why would he? Why would he choose that?
I don't know.
Somebody that, because you know this is AI generated. You had to put that into a device and request that.
Well,
and if
I
not
got you here today, right?
Somebody made it as a joke to him. Yes. Again, someone had to request that to be made. Why would you? What's the punchline?
He came out to 50 Cent's Many Men on his first press conference after the assassination attempt. We have another segment that is ready for you guys right now. It's called Women for Trump. Are you a woman for Trump?
Who?
You.
Is my pussy hair pink? Are you crazy?
I don't know.
Absolutely not.
I don't know, but this is Women for Trump. Let's see what the women.
No, sir.
The women love Donald Trump. What are you talking about?
Which women?
All of them.
Who? Only thing?
I like her.
She's not black.
I like him too. One thing I like about him, he keeps it real, just like Grandma.
Oh my God.
I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over. Because he allowed his constituents, his people to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched, I rallied, I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news, hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
Okay. Can we pause it?
Why is everyone so fucking stupid? Why aren't more people intelligent like me?
Yes. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Donna?
That's a bird brain ass lady.
Oh, okay.
No. Let me finish because I'm gonna land it here. Okay. And I mean this in the most honest way. Some niggas just gotta take the eternal nap, okay? She been on this planet too long, seen too much, experienced, witnessed, and talking about specifically the two things I want to touch on. One, don't come on me seeing me on the news because I'm defending somebody that needs some defending. That's a grown ass man. Let me tell you, I know that bitch has at least 3 illegitimate grown ass sons in their 50s living in her dead mother's house, paid off, not paying property tax, and is gonna lose it the second she drops dead. Okay, she's raised losers, and I guarantee you they still live. At least 2 live with her to this day. And 2, when she was like, and because grandma said so, bitch, you're not a mammy. Okay,
Alexander Wright says y'all are taking this wrong. He's trying to relate to Black Americans. Do you feel related?
Let me tell you something. The way that he has used the niggas in the music industry, not saying they shouldn't have been used, because them niggas was setting up niggas to begin with, and all skin folk ain't kin folk. So that is what it is, and I'm gonna leave that. That's where I'm gonna land it. But if somebody gotta get got, it's not gonna be him getting us. It's gonna be us getting us. You know what I'm saying? It's like getting bullied by your cousin. Like, yeah, that's my Igbo egg-headed cousin, but you ain't finna call him egg-headed Igbo. I can, but you can't. Like,
Paco Morris says it's mainly Hispanic and white women that love Trump. Roxy said, no, not this one.
Yeah, they stick to him like a dumb sucker on a carpet, just brawled.
Hey, Clary, this is the United States. We don't have kings in this country. I know you're from England, and I don't hate anything about the English people. Well, except their old queen and what she did to Jamaica, but we'll talk about that another day. Please stay in power until your 100th birthday, Trump. Trump has diminishing faculties right now. Like, his memory is gone, guys. His memory's gone. Like, he is an old man. He's probably in the early stages of dementia, and y'all want this man to be in charge for 20 more years? That's not how it works in this country. No president has been in charge that long. Trump doesn't understand what she is saying. No, Julian, he does not.
He can't read.
No other president did this.
See, that's the reason why we have a literacy crisis in this country now, because people are reading fucking legal and court documents and bills and voting on them, and they don't comprehend the information that they're not literate. They're just reading shit and memorizing it and using that and repeating. It's like doom scrolling on TikTok. I swear to God, people using narcissists, arrested development, now all their political views. Everybody got a think piece with no fucking brain. When I tell you common sense is not common, I'm only talking and starting at the president. That man has been on the planet how many times? How long? How many years? And let me tell you, he's debilitating. That's the reality of it. He wears a diaper. His body is shutting down. His hair is falling out. His pigment in his skin is failing because he's fucking dying. There's nothing that's a part of life. Okay, now whether it be today, yesterday, or tomorrow, he is debilitating and he's going to die.
Johnny
He's not.
Said you're hateful.
I am. Why would you think I'm not? Why would you think I'm hateful? We're all gonna die. It's inevitable. Did you not understand it? What did you think? What purpose do you serve on this planet? Because you're gonna die one day. You thought you was gonna live like Father Abraham for 600 years? Okay. Well, when I get ready to surpass you in life, I'm gonna go ahead and remind you. See you on the 600, Father Abraham.
Let's see what was said here.
I'm gonna come. Oh,
wow, that's pretty good. When is she running for office? Felicia, when are you running for office, please? You have my endorsement. You have my endorsement, Felicia. Thank you, darling. That's great.
Every 4 years, America runs the same experiment. Change the candidates, keep the pattern. Black women vote for progress. White women vote for control. In 2016, 52% of white women chose Donald Trump. In 2020, 55%. And in 2024, still more than half. How did the group most targeted by his misogyny become one of his strongest allies? I wanted to find out, not as a journalist, but as a white woman. This is the story of white womanhood, fear, and the illusion of protection. Since the earliest versions of American womanhood, the angel in the house, the homemaker, the moral guardian, white women have been told that safety comes from alignment. Align with your husband, your church, your flag, and in return, you'll be protected from chaos, from crime, from men who aren't yours. Historically, that protection was inseparable from whiteness itself. White women's purity was also used to justify lynching, segregation, immigration bans. The story of protecting our women has kind of always been code for protecting our hierarchy. Sociologists call this the patriarchal bargain.
No, I was not quiet when Joe Biden was running around with dementia. I was not quiet about it at all. I was one of the main people speaking out about it and how he needed to get out of office and that he wasn't running the country. See, this is the problem that people love to have when they think that you are right or you are left. I am not left and I am not right, red or blue. I hate them both equally. I cannot stand this. I cannot stand the bipartisan Congress or anything that we have in this country. I cannot stand it because I think it's disingenuous. I think it's fake. I think it's phony. I think that the people who believe in it are also fake and phony. So I hate that it has to be this way. But Joe Biden was a problem. Trump is a problem too. He thinks he's the king of blacks as long as he has Kanye on speed dial. Yeah. Nah, England got some nasty food, beans, and toast. What is that? They coming at the English people, y'all. Y'all are dumb. Okay, that's cool, Florida. Florida, where the dumb people live, usually. Trump. Oh, I can't say that out loud. Nope. I am from England, and that works here too. I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, that's why y'all have kings still. How can people support such an unprofessional president that curses on TV? I don't know. You guys support the most racist party. That's crazy. I don't support either party. And honestly, only smart black people vote for Trump. Oh, well, I guess I'm not very smart. I hope he eats far more McDonald's than he is now. Keep shoving that food in their own CEO won't even eat. Joe Jet. Hey, she's cooking. What's up, Joe Jet? How you doing, man? Put the ones in the air for me, brother. We're okay. Welcome to the newbies. No, you don't, but you want Biden to run I didn't want Biden to run for president. I said that Biden should not have ran for president. I said that Biden should have let us know earlier, and the whole Democratic Party should have let us know a lot longer than when they let us know that he had this problem, because we could see it. I said this way before that. You guys don't watch my show until now. That's what it is. You guys just started watching my show, and I love that you guys just started watching my show. There's a couple hundred people in here watching right now, and I really appreciate the fact that y'all are in here watching. But here's the problem. Y'all just got here. And so you make these types of statements not knowing that I did not like the Biden administration. I did not like what Biden was doing. I did not support it. I still don't. And it's okay for me as a red-blooded American who represents Team USA to the nth degree, an award-winning Hall of Famer on Team USA that represents this country all around the planet, to talk about what's going wrong in our country. I have been to other countries very recently. I was just in Greece, and you know what they said in Greece? We're afraid to come to America because America is not safe. America is not safe. It has a dictator fascist president running around making rules and signing laws whenever he wants to do it with disregard to the American public. That is what they said to me. That is not coming out of my mouth. That is what is said from the foreigners. When I was in Costa Rica, they said they wish that America would stabilize because it's destabilizing their economy. And it is destabilizing their economy. When half the world is focused on the American dollar because that's how we have it set up, and our dollar is no longer stable, it destabilizes all of these other places. So yeah, I want President Trump to get it right because he's the president of the United States. So don't get that confused, guys. She said that you have a disgusting mouth. She said you have a disgusting mouth and there's no need for you to be swearing.
Oh.
She was talking about you.
Go to hell.
Julianne I was laughing. Serious is a double standard at the Democratic Party. Always has to support that person. They don't even know where he's at or where he exists, but you don't want to support another person. I want the president to do well. Damn, she got fired jokes. Yes, you do.
But do
Well, the
people not
funny thing
understand
is,
there's more than two parties? Like, I really felt like we should have learned this in high school. There's more than two parties. You should have learned this in middle school when you learned about the 3 fucking offices of law and the judicial system. Y'all do understand there are more than two parties, right?
Uh-huh.
Chat, let me know y'all understand that. If you learned that in middle and high school, please let me know. Because I really feel like a lot of y'all weren't left behind and you don't know that.
Yeah, Tons of Mice says they have binary thinking.
Literally, like, and my thing is, you know, there's 3 branches of government. Why would there only be 2 parties?
Well,
the president can't even fucking
and you
do
guys
shit, but sit there and be a face for the country. Like, that's his job, his purpose. He can't even do that right. Why would we want him running the country?
Pete, Obama's deportations were legal. Obama wasn't running in people's houses to deport them.
What
Obama's
does that have to do
deportations
with the price of tea in China? I'm trying to
It
understand.
doesn't. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Obama's deportations, when Obama deported people, they got arrested for doing crimes, and then they got deported after the crime.
Why
They
do
served their
always bring
time
up
and they did their
Obama's deportations? They don't bring up Washington's deportations. Did we forget about what's her name? The daughter Hennings? Because not only was she deported, she was kidnapped back until Sally Hennings. Please, like, why are we only bringing up Obama's deportations? Bring up all the deportations, please.
So aside from talking about Obama, who hasn't been president in so long at this point, Obama hasn't been president over 9 years, guys. Do you support Kamala Harris? I did not support the nomination of Kamala Harris. No, I didn't. This country is destroyed because of Israel. I wouldn't disagree. Did you support Kamala Harris in Obama? I don't even know what Kamala Harris in Obama means. I think that's a joke for the LGBTQ community. Hello from Kentucky. What's up, Kentucky? What's up from Chicago? So right now, we're going to actually focus on what we're talking about. Right now, we're talking about feminism and women for Trump, and this is the video. We're going to keep watching it.
Philosopher Kate Mann calls it something sharper, a moral economy of misogyny. In her book, Down Girl, she writes, misogyny's function is to police and enforce a patriarchal order by rewarding women who conform and punishing those who don't. That emotional logic, reward the obedient, shame the defiant, still shapes world politics. Act 2, 2016, white fright. When Trump descended that golden escalator in 2015, his audience wasn't the downtrodden working class we'd heard so much about. It was people who felt their status slipping. Political scientist Christopher Parker, in the conversation in 2016, called it white fright. He argued that Trump's victory had at least as much to do with support from voters who remained unencumbered by economic anxiety as those driven by it. He wrote, rapid social change, which poses a threat to this truncated version of American identity, activates anxiety and anger on the part of those who lay claim to this identity. Many Trump supporters believe themselves to be losing their country. They weren't voting for change. They were voting for a rewind to a version of America where white, Christian, heterosexual men reigned and white women were safely beside them. And here's what's also crazy. Education didn't inoculate anyone. College-educated white voters, supposedly more tolerant, still leaned Republican. As Parker put it, the boundaries of American identity intersect with whiteness, patriarchy, xenophobia, and homophobia. Donald Trump sold nostalgia as safety, and white women bought it. Act 3, the moral mirror. By 2020, millions of women had marched in protest, worn pussy hats, and said never again. But then they voted for him again. According to NBC exit polls in 2020, among white women, 43% supported Joe Biden and 55% supported President Donald Trump. That was virtually identical to 2016. Reporter Amanda Becker noted that these voters said they didn't like the president's rhetoric.
Hey, Sco, what's up? We got international Sco in the building. Sco, can you do me a favor? We might have some issues today. Please go over on the vertical stream. Hold on real quick. Let's go over on the vertical stream for me, and I want you to be a sniper on the rooftop. Go ahead and handle that for me, Sco. If you guys don't know, I am on Kick. I am the TezDown on Kick. You can sign up today. It's free. Get some Kick coins. Send me some Kick coins on there if you so fancy yourself. But we have everything scrolling at the bottom of the ticker. You can find me on my socials there. And if you guys want something that you really have to say, you can email me, or you can do my version of a super chat, which is down at the bottom of the screen. If you don't understand what that is, Ask somebody in the chat and they will tell you. What do you have for us, Donna?
So, one, I highly recommend that everybody tune into Tubi. They have a documentary that breaks all of this down. It's called Deconstructing Karen. And it's a roundtable discussion with 3 Black women and a roundtable full of white women and discussing how feminism is branded with the patriarchy and it gives them no benefit and it's all centered from white supremacy.
Oh. Okay, break that down for us.
Okay, well, in my opinion, honestly, I feel like because I am a Black woman, okay, specifically because I'm Black, if you're not a Black woman or Black trans woman or don't identify as a melanated woman, I don't care what part of Africa or Egypt or whatever the fuck I don't care about your genealogy test. If you're not an N-word in the US, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to us. Okay?
I'm going to put you on the big screen. Say what you got to say. They can't see
White
your
woman
face.
feminism, like white women and femininity is very performative. Their allyship is very performative. If it's not to their benefit, then you're going to get eliminated sooner or later. Sometimes later the worse. Like, and you just got, and I'm not saying it's all, because I have white friends, okay? Because not prejudice. I hate to use that line, but like for real. And the ones who can't deconstruct their whiteness and their privilege, those are the ones, if we're like-minded, those are the ones you already know. Your discernment is going to be 10 times out. Like, hey, don't rock with this mother the long way, okay? But if your discernment is not, you should always keep yourself updated on whistleblowers and different tags, okay? Because with their performative bullshit, just like they're protesting, the King's protest, they was outside and what was that? Yu-Gi-Oh fucking costumes. Don't play with me. Dressed up as straw hat Luffy. What are we doing? Okay, just like when they were so-called voting for Joe Biden, they came out with the blue bracelets because they were upset that Trump got elected. What is that bracelet going to do besides piss me off? Like, fuck them bracelets. Okay, fuck them costumes. Y'all got, and then I've seen, white people like Teeny on TikTok. She uses her platform to dismantle white supremacy and her white privilege. And she uses her privilege and her platform correctly. Okay? And all of you can do this. You need to hold your white women. I'm talking to y'all now. Okay? Blondes, brunettes, grays, everybody in between. Okay? Creatures of God, children of God. All of you. Even the spirituals, the atheists. Caucasian women of all descendants of Europe. Y'all need to start holding your counterparts accountable. It's that simple. Let me help you. If you know your husband's family, your boyfriend's family, your baby, if the man or woman, the they, whatever they the human, the person, the thing you identify to being in a situation, platonically, romantically, whatever you choose to call it, okay, your domestic partner, you need to hold them accountable. If you know their family is racist, the type of people, when you walk up to them and they laugh it off first, it's a compliment sandwich. First, they're going to laugh it off. Then they're going to hit you with some stupid ass sideways out of the neck shit like, I really got to warn you about my Meemaw because she's a little racist. Those folks. And see, they'll try to like gaslight you with this term. Well, she was born in a different time. That's the main reason why she should know better. She's been on this planet the longest. She lived through the civil rights era. She lived through the Jim Crow era. What are you talking about? She was 4K live and center. Boots on the ground. Journalism. What are you talking about? She doesn't know any better. I've never seen any. Even the ones with Alzheimer's remember they hate niggas. I've never seen it fail. I know this. My mom dated a man for 35 years and his mother hated her at first. And my mama is a coon. Okay, I hate to say it. It is. It is what it is. I can't do anything about it. She's a coon. Terrible.
You have to fix your screen. It went down on Twitter. You have to fix that.
I will.
Did you add the YouTube too? Did you add your YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube, Twitter, and
I don't see it. I don't see it being shared to YouTube.
Okay, well then I'll fix it.
Yeah, you can fix that. Let's run through some of these comments.
She was dating this girl for 35 years.
Diana Richards said, Trump is paid. I got feedback on your end. Yeah, there we go. Trump is paid by Israel to keep playing the game. Most MAGA hate that Trump is sold out like Obama, Bush, and Clinton. Into Deep said, okay. Uncle Jukebox is laughing. Uncle Jukebox said he likes donuts. He likes you. He thinks you cool. What's that? What's that move? That's called clocking it. You got to unmute yourself. I can't unmute you. Here we go.
Clock it.
Yeah, do me a favor. Reload back in so you can lose all the feedback.
Okay.
His handling of the pandemic. Ultimately, they chose to stand by him. So what happened? Enter Kate Mann's next insight, disgust. She argues that white women often act as moral enforcers within the patriarchy, the gatekeepers of goodness. Disgust is their tool. It lets obedience feel righteous. When crowds chanted, lock her up about Hillary Clinton, that wasn't policy, that was purification. Psychologically, disgust separates the clean from the contaminating. It's why some white women can call Trump vulgar, but still see him as the less disgusting option, the one protecting them from feminists, immigrants, or woke ideology. They're not necessarily voting for cruelty, they're voting for order. They just refuse to see that those are the same thing. Act 4, the protector king. Nowhere is the emotional contract clearer than among Christian women. In January this year, Mother Jones interviewed psychologist Kate Nadini, who studies evangelical women. She describes what she saw at the Liberty University after the 2024 election. They felt like this was God's will. He has spared the nation by giving us Trump. Even after we've made so many mistakes, he's giving us one last chance to get it right. Gardini told Mother Jones that for these women, Trump's appeal operates on multiple planes. It's the sense of having a protector and a defender in Trump. He's going to protect us from this woke liberal elite that wants to take us down. The left is concerned with wokeness and identity politics, while Trump is concerned that you can't afford a tank of gas. He's going to protect our country from China. He's going to protect our borders. That protector identity operates on so many different levels and is hugely effective with these women. Here's the line that kind of sums it up. Trump said at a few campaign rallies, I want to protect the woman. One Christian woman I interviewed said she wept when she heard that because it was so resonant with what she needed. Protection is at the heart of the contract, the emotional transaction that makes hierarchy feel holy. Gardini continues, within their gendered system, women are the soft, nurturing ones, the caretakers. Men are the strong ones, protectors and defenders. This gendered system is built into conservative Christianity, so it makes sense that they would apply that to politics and want a candidate who fits that mold. In 2016, she says, Trump projected a kind of devil-may-care masculinity they found quite attractive, whereas in 2024, he's seen more of a protective, fatherly or even grandfatherly figure. The swagger turned paternal. The misogynist became the father figure, and that made obedience feel safe again. Act 5, the paradox of the protected. Protection always needs a threat. A protector with no danger to fight loses his purpose, and so does the person that he protects. That's the paradox. Safety depends on fear, and in Trump's America, fear is infinite. Fox News fills screens with crime waves, border invasions, gender chaos. Each new threat reactivates the emotional contract. As Mother Jones reported, the younger women are getting a lot of their news from social media. What they're hearing is that the liberal left hates them. For mothers, their sense of needing protection is all around children. They need to protect their children as mothers. And they need a paternalistic figure as president to protect their children on a larger scale. And for older women, their primary concern tends to be immigration, keeping our neighborhoods safe, keeping women and girls safe from perceived physical threats, and immigrant men. In this worldview, every cultural change, from racial justice protests to trans rights, becomes a home invasion. The emotional pattern repeats. 1920s KKK promised to defend white womanhood. 1960s John Birch Society promised to defend Christianity. 2016 MAGA promised to defend real America. Act 6, 2024 and 2025. The contract renews. After Trump managed to get back in, The Guardian reported that Trump's return to power was powered once again by the loyalty of white women voters, especially those without college degrees. The piece noted that Harris narrowed down the gender gap, but not the racial one. White women broke 56-43 for Trump. Meanwhile, the Pew Research Center's 2025 demographic study found that white women, especially those who identified as born again or evangelical, remained among Trump's most reliable supporters, even as his share among white men started to decline slightly. This isn't an anomaly. This is endurance. The contract holds, and it just keeps rebranding itself. What began as family values became law and order, then anti-woke and protect the children. It's the same deal, it just has new flashy packaging. Act 7, the other half. There's an easy way to flatten this story, to call these women brainwashed or ignorant or complicit. but that misses the deeper truth. They're emotionally fluent in a system that rewards their fear. Meanwhile, Black women.
Talk about this. Talk about it. Go ahead. You got the stage.
You know I got it. Okay. The only things that I heard is slave catchers, the KKK from the 1920s, George Bush, Republican, and I'm talking senior and junior, 2016 MAGA, Republican, KKK, and now this. What do those things have in common? They all do I'm telling you, my great-grandmother used to tell me all the time that ain't nothing old, ain't nothing new. Life is literally just experiences recycled, okay? They literally just said the same exact thing with white woman wording, okay? All they said is that white women who were uneducated, meaning they didn't graduate from college. They say didn't graduate from college. What they mean was teen pregnancies from the 20s to the fucking 50s, okay? Because they were fixing the Great Depression. Mind you, we were already building from our Harlem Renaissance. We had money in motherfucking towns, okay? That's how they fucking rebounded back from the Great Depression, okay? And them kids don't have anything higher than an eighth grade education. Them kids that George Bush insisted don't leave left behind, those parents, the kids that were part of the crack epidemic that are uneducated grew up, now have fucking kids. They grew up and they still have an 8th grade education. And now they're grown with voting rights. And now their kids, their descendants who believe in generational disproportionate finances and redlining and racism, and they're adults with voting rights and they have a 6th grade education.
Donna, it's that time right now. We got a $20 super chat from
thank you.
And Roxy wants to hear some classic music. So we're gonna hear some classic music right now for about 30 seconds, y'all.
No more day job. I was tired of being a slave. 1,000,001 ways for a man to get paid. Rather work myself into my own damn grave than to get these bloodsuckers another damn day. Gotta find a way to make my own way. Trying to run my race with my own race. They say we come from monkeys, so when I die, split my money with my apes. When I die, split my money with my apes. We the taste makers, y'all ain't really got no taste. Pour some Bel Air, celebrate cause we great. And pour something out for my homies that ain't make it.
All right, y'all. Thank you for the super chat. Let's get back to the content now. Let's go.
Latina organizers, queer activists, they keep expanding democracy from the margins. In 2020, Black women's turnout in Georgia flipped the Senate. As Alternet reported, Black women got the vote out in urban centers, making for the close results in Georgia, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. Black women organized communities to vote. So while white women voted to preserve safety, Black women voted to create safety. Act 8, the rebrand of submission. The new conservative feminism doesn't call itself submissive. It calls itself empowered. Gadini again. The new role model is Amy Coney Barrett. She's married to a man. She has tons of kids. And yet she's on the Supreme Court advocating conservative values. It's a version of having it all. She notes that many Christian women now say, I want to have the choice to work part-time or work full-time or stay home with my kids in homeschool. I want to have that option. Crazy, because we fought for heaps of years for you to have that option. Then you voted to take it away. It's so crazy. They've absorbed feminist language, choice, empowerment, all to defend patriarchal outcomes. Gadini calls it feminism infiltrating their conservative sphere, propelling them forward even as they oppose it. In other words, the contract adapts. It learns the language of liberation to preserve the logic of control. Act 9, the mirror moment. If we zoom out, Trumpism isn't just about one guy. It's a big mirror showing white women the reflection we weren't actually supposed to see. Because I'm one of them. I'm a white woman. And it's uncomfortable to admit that people who look like me, people raised on the same Disney feminism and suburban safety drills, are some of the most dependable foot soldiers in a movement built on fear. A movement that takes rights from us, that hides the Epstein files, protects rapists, and even elects one into office. It's a movement that I'm genuinely terrified by. It forces the question, what does safety mean if it always comes at someone else's expense? That's the moral reckoning hiding inside of all the data and the numbers. Breaking the contract. Maybe the contract is starting to expire. Younger women, multiracial coalitions, even some suburban voters are beginning to see safety differently. Not as walls, but more like as networks. Security not from protection, but from solidarity. But breakups are messy. Because what white women were promised wasn't money or power, it was safety. And giving that up feels like danger. If democracy dies, it won't be because one man broke it. It'll be because women kept it running. The paradox of the protected is this: the safer they feel, the smaller the rest of us become. If this story made you uncomfortable, good. It means you're paying attention. If you like stuff like this, make sure you subscribe because we do 5 videos to you in a week.
Hey. So she's saying that what's really keeping this going is white women.
Absolutely.
Who pretend to be feminists.
Yes, but not only pretend to be feminists, the ones that claim to be feminists, more importantly, because they think they're doing it in the benefit of all women, and they're only doing it the benefit for themselves. And what I mean by that is when she's saying breaking the contract, she's talking about getting married. Legal marriage is the contract, okay? Because with that stupid ass ring they get, specifically them, notice how, and we're not going to have a diaspora war right now. It's not a race war. But specifically because we're talking about white women and breaking the contract. Notice how she said that the younger they are, young white women from an early age, they're taught this Disney princess fallacy. They're going to grow up, then they transform into Taylor Swift. From 15 to 20, she's supposed to be learning the whole Southern hospitality identity, charming woman in the outside, blow up in the house. And now they cloak it through religion and through the church as trad wife lifestyle. Okay. And trad wife, once you become the wife, trad wife, you become an egg factory. You're an incubator. You're a handmaid. Except this time you're not an indentured servant. You're just, how do I put, you're the mammy. You're the new mammy. And
so
then you
while
walk
you're on
around.
the subject, I must ask.
Mm-hmm.
Is feminism for black women?
No, because while they were trying to create feminism to defend and have the safety for themselves, we were fighting for civil rights. And at that time, we had to decide, do we fight for the right to be more than 3/5 a human, or do we fight for the right to be a woman? Not black women, but women altogether. Then white women used us for their propaganda and their fucking message, and we still was pushed to the back. They were like, okay, well, we got the right to work. But y'all got to work for us. Y'all can't work for nothing else. Like, we're still 3/5 of the person. Yes.
I'm gonna mute you for the question so I can get it out without having feedback. Lately on the YouTube Spaces, the issue of feminism and what it means and what it is has been very prevalent on a lot of different spaces, and there's conflicting accounts of what it looks like, what it is, and how to implement it, without making it more of a overbearing thing. You know what I'm saying? But there's so many different conflicting ideologies about it. And for someone that I am not proclaiming to be a feminist. I do stand up for women's rights and for women to have the rights to do the things that they want to do, and women's safety. As you've seen, I've done a multitude of episodes on women's safety and conversations from women and men together about how to protect you and other women. We got Mommy Bag in the building. What's up, Mommy Bag? How you doing? I got to go ahead and play and play a little thing for Mommy Bag. How you doing, Mommy Bag? It's good to see you. When we gonna have you back on the show? That's what I want to know. When are we gonna have you back on the show? It was good. It was good having Mommy Bag when she was here. Let's go ahead and
I'm only gonna do this once.
How you doing, Mommy Bag? It's nice. It's nice to have you. I'm good. I'm good too. We live on here. She said she worked today. Oh, okay. Okay. Have a good time at work today. I won't be there. I won't be anywhere near work today. So you have a good time while you're up there. Hit them likes and subscribe, y'all. Hey, if you guys haven't checked out, we have a whole episode with Mommy Bag where Mommy Bag has told her story. I'm gonna show you guys the thumbnail from the episode. You got me. Do me a favor. One more time, reload in so that echo can go away. You guys make sure that you tap in with the TezDown and catch the episode of Mommy Bag giving her spiel about everything in life and how life works out. It was a good time having her on the show, as you guys can see from the channel listing right here that we have. There is the Mommy Bag episode. It is Mommy Bag. It's called One Shot. Mommy Bag Reacts. So let's play a little.
So I'm
short
notorious
episode.
for root for different teams, but
I played for different teams. You know, my dad played for the Niners, so it's a little bit, and the Bengals. So I'm all over the place. You know what I mean? I'm all over the place. One week you'll see me wearing a Bears jersey. Another one you'll see me wearing a Bucks jersey. You know, y'all tap in with the episode from Mommy Bag. We got Deconstructing the Karen coming up right now. Thanks, Donna, for the submission. Let's go.
Okay, so I want a show of hands of everyone at this table who is racist.
Oh my God. For me, race has never really been a thing.
I've always thought of myself as being like kind of woke.
I'm blinded to color. Like it doesn't faze me at all. When we bleed red.
Because he was a white male, he was a victim of reverse racism.
I understand you have issues with us skin color, but I don't believe that's our future.
Let me ask you a question. How many of you would trade places with a Black person in this society? Raise your hand.
Well, what do you feel about that? As you submitted this one, talk to us.
Oh, I want to watch the whole thing. I want to watch it and then have a discussion.
Oh, that was the end.
Oh, we got to watch the whole trailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I cannot play the entire episode that they have because that would get me copyright.
Oh, I'll totally break it down. Right. Okay, so I'll break it down. They have this whole conversation, how they pretty much explain how their privilege is rooted in their whiteness, and their whiteness, when they don't use their privilege to benefit others and only benefit themselves, it's rooted in the patriarchy of white supremacy, and that's fucked up. And it's like it's very simple. Hold your counterparts accountable, and it's like we understand that you're not inherent to it, but once we bring it to your attention and you continue to do it, then girl, it's really just fuck you, go to hell. Like, and then don't get upset when we don't accept allyship.
Okay.
If you don't want to do the work, then we're not gonna hold your hand and we're not gonna walk you through it. You're a grown ass adult. Like, girl, bye. It's like the explanation of white woman tears. Like, why? There's a segment in the movie where they have one rule at the table, that if you're going to cry, you have to leave the room. And they ask them, why do you think we have that rule? And one lady raises her hand and she goes to answer, and she's like, because it draws away from the attention, because it's not about my emotions over your life experience. Whenever they're like talking and having a dialogue about the experience of being a Black woman in America. And, they get to hooting and hollering and crying because it's, oh my God, I can't believe you live like this. No, take that shit out the room.
Well, let's hear from a Black woman about this right now.
You may have heard the word intersectionality thrown around a lot lately. A Black woman coined the term in 1989 to highlight the overlapping ways Black women are oppressed every day. Her name is Professor Kimberly Crenshaw, and her work is especially relevant today because even though intersectionality is a buzzword these days, traditional feminism still doesn't consider the many ways Black women and other women of color experience oppression. And that makes a lot of people feel marginalized by the movement that's supposed to fight for them. Despite being historically left out of feminism, Black women have always been doing the work, creating their own political and social movements that don't depend on traditional feminism at all. Writer Alice Walker coined the term womanist in 1983. Womanism is a social framework that separates itself from feminism and centers Black women. Here's how scholar Layli Phillips puts it. Unlike feminism, and despite its name, womanism does not emphasize or privilege gender or sexism. Rather, it elevates all sites and forms of oppression to a level of equal concern and action. While scholars have drawn clear lines between what separates womanism and feminism, a lot of Black women fall somewhere in between and identify as Black feminists. But as Professor Patricia Hill Collins argues, there's not really a term that represents the fullness of what Black women now call Black feminism and womanism. Regardless of how you identify, traditional feminism has always fallen short. It's forgotten how police brutality disproportionately affects Black women, that African American and Latina women continue to make less than, literally, everyone else, and that murders of trans women of color are underreported and forgotten. The good news is, womanists and Black feminists are more visible these days, and they're helping to change the way people look at feminism in the mainstream. Remember, you don't have to be Black to practice intersectionality in your activism, and you definitely don't have to be a woman, because if your activism leaves some women out, who are you really fighting for? What up, y'all? This is
So, the floor is yours, Donna.
Like she said, you got to put in the work. Okay, if you're going to protest, you need to understand using your privilege and platform is putting your body first. Literally, because you know how it's disproportionate police brutality to Black people versus you. It's as simple as that. You don't want to do that, then you're not putting in the work. On a spiritual sense, you got to do the shadow work. Period. Do it or don't. Sink or swim. Die. Go to hell. But nobody is going to beg you. Nobody's going to hold your hand. Nobody's going to teach you. Nobody's going to escort. That's not an option. We've done that. We are tired and resting. We got our own business to mind, and we do not care.
Okay.
As a Black woman, okay? I'm 34 years old. I'm not about the femininity. I'm not about the allyship. As a very, very, very old member, LGBTQIA, always and forever. Please don't ever get it twisted. I'm always here for the gays and the girls and everybody in between. But with that being said, I only fuck with the like-minded people. I don't care what race you are. I don't care how you identify, unless you're on a registry. But I'm not going to sit here.
It's tough when feminism is such a broad and malleable term. Some people say feminism and they mean Gloria Steinem, which is fed, while others say it and they mean Assata Shakur, which is revolutionary. How do you feel about that?
It's not revolutionary. It's not. There's never really been a space for Black feminism. And even though we've tried to create one, it's literally, you're invited to the cookout type shit. And we can't have a space of our own. And if we create a space of our own, they want to let everybody else under the sun in. So it's not ours. So it's not revolutionary. It doesn't exist. It can't exist. It can. But if all the participants don't play along, then what are we doing?
What can be done?
We can gatekeep our practices and our culture. Start with that. Understanding that all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Some people are drilling holes in the boat while we rowing. And we going all the way down. And niggas gotta get off the boat. Sorry.
Tons of Mice says, I have reservations for hell. A nice seat by the fire. Stop by and have a drink. Kay says, I'm saying Assata Shakur was a revolutionary. I would say the same. Tons of Mice. Everybody's laughing at Tons of Mice. Tons of Mice, you're hilarious. What's up, Kay? It is nice to see you in here, but I have to agree with you. So you don't think that Assata Shakur was a revolutionary?
I didn't say all that. I said feminism isn't revolutionary. See, this is why listening and comprehension go hand in hand. See, y'all listening to the words, you're hearing the words, but you're not understanding the words on the page. And now you want to participate in a dialogue and you're not comprehending the information you're retaining. You're just repeating buzzwords you heard on TikTok. That's annoying.
So Steinham worked, Kay says, Steinham worked for the CIA while Assata was a Black Panthers. Both are claimed by feminists, is my point.
Are we really about to get into the Black Panther conversation?
No, not today.
We really
did a whole episode about it already.
Stop playing. Ask me a real
I did
question.
actually 2 episodes about it, so you guys can go back and check that out.
Okay. Like,
oh, sorry about that. We have. It is 1:23 in the afternoon. Just follow along. It's 1:23 in the afternoon, and everybody knows that around the afternoon, before we get to our last segments of the day, we have 2 segments left. We have our random video of the day, and then we have one more segment about millennials. We have to do our stretch break. Everybody out there in YouTube land, in Kick land, and wherever else you're watching at in Twitch, it's time to do a stretch. You guys need to stretch because it's good for your bodies, and it's good to make sure that your bodies are going to circulate that blood. Let's stretch, everybody. Get those arms out. Let's go. You stretch too, Donna. We all stretching here. Yeah. Let's get this leftover right, y'all. Let's go. Give me 10 seconds. Switch it up. Let's get our neck rolls in. Give me 10 seconds to the right, y'all. To the left. Deep breaths, everybody. That felt real good. That felt real good. I hope everybody got a nice stretch in. I feel reinvigorated for this afternoon and for the rest of the show today. How you feel reinvigorated too? I'm sure this is Millennials Living for you guys that needed to find out what the millennials think about anything and everything. Let's go to Millennial Living.
I don't know. I've got that, so I'm clearly not one to be speaking on this. But do remember to still enjoy your life. I'm headed to a free outdoor concert. I've got some wine, some snacks from Trader Joe's. I probably spent like $15. Not the greatest wine, but that's okay. The point is to have fun. If I could enjoy life on a budget, so can you.
Facts. He talking about that cheap wine. Yeah, get you some cheap wine, enjoy yourself, man. You know? There's nothing wrong with going out and enjoying yourself because it's so much stress that Gen Z and millennials are dealing every single day. Dealing and managing with being stressed out, trying to manage through being stressed out, I should say. And you got to kind of find a balance with that and get out and enjoy yourself the best way you can. Now, if you don't got no money, like he said, you can find you a free concert or something like that. Find you some free activities within your local neighborhood that you could do. That's the best thing you could do. Go out for a walk. Link up with some friends. Even that these days, it's kind of hard though, because friends not even the same as back in the day. Back in the day, they had a lot of friends. These days, you probably got 1 or 2 friends. That's genuine, if that.
Bye.
Let's break down what each generation is holding in our nation's wealth right now. The silent generation has 12%. The boomers have 50%. Gen Xers 30%. Millennials 8.5%. Now, why this is concerning is because the 50% of the wealth that the boomers hold, how they built their wealth, was mainly off of real estate and the stock market. But if you think about the millennials and the Gen Zers right now with these housing prices and interest rates, how many millennials or Gen Zers are actually going to be able to build wealth through real estate for the middle class American? It's not looking as bright as it once was, and that's the first concern. And secondly, if we're burdened with these student loans or the high cost of living, rent being $2,200 a month, I don't think the millennials and Gen Zers are thinking about putting an extra $500-600 a month, if they even have that, into the stock market for 30 years from now, when we're kind of unsure of where the future is even going to be. And secondly, maybe the boomers are going to say, well, you guys just need time to build wealth. It'll come. Well, back in the 80s, when the boomers were our age, they had twice the money. So if we were on trend like the generations before us, the millennials should be sitting on 17% and 26 trillion, which makes a little more sense. So if we're not going to be able to build wealth like the future generations do, where does that leave us? I don't think this should be depressing. I just think this should be a wake-up call for us millennials and Gen Zers and future generations to change the American dream narrative and forge our own path. Because if we keep following the leader, we're going to walk right off the edge.
Nurses are struggling.
That's true. But look, I saw a report that said that including millennials, Gen Z included as well, will be some of the wealthiest once the boomers, once they pass on, they're going to be passing that wealth on. You get what I'm saying? So millennials, Gen Z will be some of the wealthiest once they inherit that wealth. So our wealth won't be through our hard work, through our investing into real estate and, the stock market. Our wealth will be inherited through the hard work that the boomers did. You see what I'm saying? That's how it's playing out. One generation got to pass it on to the next. So that could be a good thing as long as, my generation and Gen Z continues to pass that on as well. And it's just like a trickling effect. It just trickles down to the next. Then that could be a good thing due to them, thanks to the boomers, because it's hard. But it's crazy how their hard work has to reward. Well, that's how it should be anyway. That's how it should be. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Financially. When I think about these hospital nursing management, administration, CEOs, when I think about all of them profiting, I just get angry. I don't understand how they are profiting millions of dollars, and nurses are having to choose between eating and housing, gas or groceries. And the millennials, they can't buy a home. All have student loans. We're not able to reap the fruits of our labor. But these hospitals, they're all profiting off of us. Even worse is that we're out there actively getting abused. We're out there enduring.
Tons of Mice said, if I won the lottery the very next day, they would declare money obsolete. That's the type of luck that you have, Tons of Mice. That's the type of luck that you have. Let's talk about it, guys. What do you guys think about the millennial scourge and the Gen Z scourge that we have going on right now? Is it true?
There's nothing to trickle down from. People forget that the coke and crack epidemic happened and those adults didn't buy and invest in property. They had nothing, and most of them died with nothing, and we couldn't bury them. We're still dealing with that, and everything that they did pass down. I want to bring up the Europeans way back in the 1600s when slavery was deep in America. Okay, when we were forming the 50 states and we were only 36, the South, they used to marry the third cousins just to keep the money in the family. If they were willing to go to lengths like that, and it was the third cousin because they were afraid of incest, but they were more afraid of losing their money. So it's like extremes like that. If that's how far they're willing to go, they want to be on top. They want to be Tyra. Yeah. They want to be on top. Baby, I'm not willing. I've seen my second, third, fourth, fifth cousins twice removed. I don't know. I don't know about marrying them. I couldn't do it. And you see, now, even though their descendants do that, they do it in different variations now. They do it with their stepsisters and stepbrothers, and they call it kinks. And then they profit off of those perversions. And I'm not kink shaming because, again, that's another community I'm in. But that's nobody's business right now. But, they do things like that, like role playing, baby play, BDSM, all those stepmom, stepdad, all those types of things. And then they stream it and they post it online and they profit off of each other's perversions. And then they use that income to trickle on down from their three cousin twice removed cousin and their family. Cousin sibling.
Oh.
And their stunkles, step uncle, and their family reef of grief because they don't have a tree. It's all one circle, 3 generations, same genes and bloodlines, just incompetence all around. Then they build them up with this poverty mindset and they get the weakest one. What's that movie that just came out with the Marty McFly, whatever? Him, a white man who's mediocre with too much confidence and not enough money. Then they send him off to an Ivy League school like Jeffrey Dahmer because the man needed somatic therapy. And instead of that, he said, let's throw money at the problem. Now he raping boys and eating them.
You can't
and
say
everybody's
the R word.
Oh.
Say grape.
Raping them.
Yeah.
Now he's assaulting boys and kidnapping them and eating them. And the only takeaway we have is he's eating boys. They were all black. Hello? Like, why was this man not in therapy?
I don't think they had therapy at the time.
They had electroshock therapy. They were doing lobotomies.
Oh, that's different.
Okay? They should have tinted them glasses. They should have took that eye pick and clank it one good time on him. Okay? He should have.
Are you ready for the next segment of the day?
Mm-hmm.
It is time for random story time of the day, everybody. And with random story time of the day, we have to make sure that we prepare ourselves because no one knows what's going to be said or what's going to happen. I have not listened to this story. I have not watched this story. This was sent to me by one of the followers in the chat. So thank you for sending this over to me. It's like, I like this drama. Okay. Stick around, Kat, then, or Kate Nirvana. Stick around. I have a lot of it every single day. Into Deep. What's up, man? How you doing? You guys ready for the random story time of the day? I don't know what's going to happen on here because I haven't watched it. Please don't jump down my throat.
What's up with you dating somebody that you guys used to work together? What's up with that story? What happened to that?
I wouldn't even say dating for real because it was fast and it was
What happened? What have you learned from that?
Honestly, I learned one. Yeah, that proximity attraction thing. Yep, gotta cut that shit out. If I find anybody cute near me, I'm gonna stay the fuck away.
Why?
Just too much awkwardness and uncomfortability. Like especially with somebody you work with, it's like I feel like I wasn't my full self just because I'm so nervous. Like I'm like, we in work and like I don't want to say certain things and somebody hear me wrong, or like I want to say how I feel, but it's like I'm loud when I talk and I'm big and I'm expressionative. I make faces and all that. And it's just like if I really were to be my full self right now, oh, the whole world finding out. You know, so it's like I don't get to be my full self when it's like, okay, so we talking when we on clock. So that but yeah, now that situation, it just ended too. And it's like I'm a bit heartbroken, but I'm trying to
you fall in love fast.
I do. It sucks. But granted though, this person, I had a crush on them for like a couple of months while we were working together and shit. And I didn't really say anything, but I just gave subtle hints that I liked them. Maybe would do one or two things, or like they'd say good morning to me and I'd be like, yeah, good morning. Like, how are you? Whatever, ask them questions about their life and shit. And one day they came up to me and was like, oh, you know, like, tell me what you want to say. And I was like, I don't know if I want to say anything. But then I was like, you know what? Let me just be bold and just say how I feel. So I let them know I like them. I got their number and we were texting, and like it seemed like things were going great. Like we were texting what I would say consistently for like a good 2-3 weeks or something. And everything was fine. Like we ended up fucking and it was great. And out of nowhere, just messages started taking mad long to respond to. And I was confused. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And like,
maybe it wasn't that great for him.
And I wanted to talk about it. And then they didn't respond when I was saying like, oh yeah, like let me call you or some shit. And then I showed up the next day. I'm just like, fuck going on? You're gonna have to tell me something. What? And they let me know like where we were working at. Like they kind of figured something out. And I was like, oh, okay. So if they figuring shit out, then it's like, what do you want to do about it? And like they were saying at first, like they don't know, but then in person they still flirting with me and still talking to me and all this and that. So it's like it's so confusing because it's like I get home, I try to text your phone and you barely answering. But when I saw you in person, you acting like you obsessed with me. So now it's like I don't really know where to go from here. And it just ended because like they actually ended up moving to a different location because of the whole work thing and like everybody, you know, people was finding out. And I was trying to still keep in touch with them. They reached out to me and like we were texting and such, but it's like 7 hours between each reply. Shit. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like
you checked out.
Like that's crazy. 7+ hours or like 5+, whatever the fuck it was. Just like it's way too long between replies. Like how are we supposed to be texting about anything? It's like
but yeah, do that to men too if you don't fuck with them like that. If you don't like the guy,
it's like I don't take that long. Like the only reason that I honestly would take long to reply to somebody is just because there's way too much people in my damn DMs, and like I don't even know if I want to reply to any of y'all. And so I might just randomly scroll through and just be like, "Thank you," when somebody swipe up on my story or something like that.
Also, that's somebody that you guys are fucking, so it's different.
Yeah.
Somebody
so,
that I don't know.
Yeah, like versus somebody I don't know, it's like if I don't respond to you fast, it's literally just because like you're one out of like 600 right now. I can't respond to you. You know, like, and you probably respond to the same thing that all the other ones responded to. Hard eyes. Okay, thank you. Yeah. It's too much. But if it's somebody I'm actually fucking with, it's just like, nah, I'm gonna respond to you when the moment you text me, or when you text me. And it was getting to a point. It's just like I'm messaging and you're taking like 7+ hours to respond to me, and then they ghosted for 3 days. After the New Year's, like they said, Happy New Year's. And then I said, oh, you know, Happy New Year's. And the next day, because they didn't respond after I said that, the next day I'd let them know, like, listen, like I miss you and I want to see you. Like, but if you don't want to see me, like if you're not interested, then let me know. They ghosted for 3 days. 3 days. And I'm sitting here like, yo, what the fuck? I'm over here teary-eyed. I'm so sad. I'm so hurt. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I really like you. And like, I told you that. And like, now you ghosted. And then they came back and was like, hey, sorry, like work been busy and I'm stressed out. And I sent them a little paragraph for sure. I was like,
being emotional damage.
I had to say something. I was like, I just let them know, like, listen, that's the first time I've ever been ghosted. And I don't mean that to be an ego thing. Like, oh, like I've never been ghosted by somebody. Like at most I've been blocked. Okay. If you don't want to talk to me, you're gonna block me. All right. You're not just gonna not respond to me, but somehow still want to have that access to me. So you do it on your time. And that shit has never happened to me where I've been ghosted before. So that was the first experience of that. And after experiencing it, all I can say, that is the most childish shit I've ever experienced. If you don't want to talk to somebody, if I don't want to talk to somebody genuinely, I'm going to let them know right then and there, or I'm going to block you because I don't need to talk to you. You know, it's like you wavering in between what you want to do and what they don't know, like you better figure it the fuck out. I know if I have an idea in my mind, I know what the fuck I'm about to do. If I don't want to talk to you, you're getting blocked. Or if you're just pissing me off and I want to be able to still message you, but right now I don't want to talk to you, I'm going to let you know, hey, right now I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm very, very big on communication, very vocal and very honest. And I hate that some people just be there playing in your face. Yeah. You gonna ghost me for 3 days, sir? You could have easily just said, I don't want to talk to you, or I don't miss you too. You texted me back talking about like I was just busy and tired. Lies. You didn't want to text me. That's why you didn't text me. You didn't want to. And you could be honest and keep it a buck. Say it with your chest. Because.
So what was the reason you think he didn't want to fuck with you anymore? Did he tell you that?
He didn't tell me, but honestly, I feel like it was a decision between focusing on what he got to do, work and shit, and focusing on fucking with me. And like, he actually was younger than me, which is the first person I ever fuck with that's younger than me, which I'm never doing again. Now, I'm glad I know that now. But while he was younger than me, he technically was in a position higher than me. But I don't know exactly what he was getting paid, but he didn't have no whip. And he's like, was saying to like our boss, like, oh, you know, like, I got to make more money to get a whip and all that shit. And like, I'm on my second car. So in my mind, I'm just like, you know, like, you know, like I got some of my friends, like my girlfriends are saying like, he intimidated by you. Like you got your shit more put together. You on your second car, you working the same job technically, but at the same time, you doing other shit to get your money up. Right now, you're looking for an apartment and you're looking for a 1-bedroom. He got roommate situation. Like you can't afford to get a 1-bedroom and pay for a car and y'all work in the same job because you figured out some way how to get yourself up there. And I do all these extracurriculars and all this stuff. And like from what the nigga told me, he just go home, work, sleep, eat, maybe hang out with some friends, like smoke and drink or something.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Like I'm doing mad extracurricular activities, and it's like he's not doing that much. So people are saying, "Oh, he intimidated by you," but then the niggas are saying, like, honestly, like he's just not that into you.
Hey, look.
Have you ever faked?
Hey, look. I'm not going to talk about this right now, but we are going to address this really quick. Where did she go wrong? Where did she go wrong?
He was not interested. The minute he started replying after 6-7 hours, that was him telling her, I'm not interested. And then she got persistent. And then when she was like, nobody is entitled to an explanation. And for her to sit there and be so entitled to say, oh, well, you don't just ghost somebody, you're a grown. And then to say, oh, well, he's younger than me. His frontal lobe isn't even fully developed. And you're hitting him with this double girl, I would have blocked you a long time. First off, if I give somebody my number, I'm probably not going to save it for a week. If we don't have a consistent conversation, I'm going to delete the chat. That's why I don't save the number. And if I do save the number, I'm probably not going to save it under your name because I'm not going to remember your name. It's going to be a nickname that I gave you that you probably don't understand. And I feel like this girl was falling in limerence with this man, and it was too soon, too young, too stupid, too naive, too ignorant. And the more she persisted, she's like, oh, well, I'm in on these extracurriculars. Okay, bitch, you didn't peak in high school. We get it. Just because he's young and able, that man is tired. He's entitled to be tired. And if he wants his sleep and he's telling your ass, hey, I'm going to be, look, I am a sleepaholic. One thing about me,
you lost sound. You lost your sound.
I'm always in this bed. If I'm not at work or at a meeting or with my friends, I'm in this bed. If I go to a Zoom meeting, it's in this bed because this is my safe space. This is my sanctuary. Where would I be anywhere else on my off days? I work 5 days on, 2 off. And one of those 2 off days is an on-call day. Today is my on-call day. And I'm like, girl, you've lost it. And it's not like he probably don't get excited at the idea. Like, yeah, all that sounds great in a bag of chips. But let me tell you about this bed, okay? I'm going to be there with my head in the bed like a child of God. I'm going to be there every time. You're welcome to join. And if you take that as a romantic slide, that's on you. It was platonic. I never said it was anything more. And if you take it as more, that's on you. And I will gladly tell you from the jump, this ain't that. Okay. Perfect example.
I'm listening.
Oh, my bad. Perfect example. I've been with my boyfriend for 9 months now. Yeah, 9 months now. It'll be 10 months next month, right? The first month and a half, I did not know we were exclusively in a monogamous relationship. Not that I was dating other people or seeing other people. I was hunting on this man for like 48 days. And then one day, afterwards, he looked at me and he was like, he had called me a pet name or something. And I was like, I think it was like baby girl. And I was like, let me ask you something. Like, I was genuinely confused. I was like, why do you keep calling me that? And he was like, oh, because you're my woman. I said, like, oh, we're together? He was like, yeah. I said, exclusively? He said, yes. I said, monogamously. He said, are you seeing other people? I said, no, I like what we're doing, but I didn't know this was that. Because in my mind, you ain't never said nothing. So why was I to think differently? But now that you apparently brought it to my attention, he's like, yeah, I don't sleep with anybody that I'm not dating. You should have said that from the jump, because I came over here with that intention. Okay, I was getting you about them draws. Mission accomplished. 40 days and nights. Okay? But I didn't know all them attachments came with the claws out the drawers. My bad. Not mad at it, just didn't know. My bad. But we're happily together. But still, I honestly didn't know. And he laughs at that shit now. And I'm like, you're laughing, bro. And like, I'll go to his job and I'll make jokes. And I'm like, his coworkers love me. And I'm like, why do you think we're in a relationship? Because I told you we're together. And I'll be like, genuinely fucking with that man at work.
So we have a question of the day. It's chat Q&A, and this is our question of the day section for chat Q&A. I think you just answered the question, so I'll go next. Tons of Mice on the question of the day said, Tez, would you date someone you worked with? Let me tell you, Tons of Mice, and everyone else for chat Q&A, I have dated people that I worked with, and it was the worst decision that I made at the job. The worst decision that I made at the job when I dated them. It caused all types of problems for me on multiple levels. Now, were they good people most of the time? I would like to say so. My picker is pretty good. Look, guys, my picker is pretty good. That's not clocking it. That's the okay symbol with the little bit of space in between. That's the little space that is able to slip through the cracks sometimes. You know, sometimes the foundation's not all the way there, but you can't see it. It's microscopic. Got that much space to slip through, and somehow they found a way to do it. And that's the only time that my picker is broken. But let me tell you, just because they're a good person does not mean that you're good to work with them and date them at the same time. And I don't think that I would ever do that again, primarily because, you know, this is what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't really count the other stuff as like a career. That's work. That's just a job for me. But I wouldn't date a coworker, and I wouldn't date, you know, a co-participant. That's just not what I'm doing here. That's not my goal to is to date my coworkers. I don't think that's a good idea. That's just not something that is very couth. And as you guys are well aware, I have an abundance of couth. So much couth, some might say. So much couth, some might say, that it oozes from my pores in the form of charisma.
I'm gonna come. Oh.
So I got to play that one again.
I'm gonna come. Oh.
So I mean, they make you do things at work. Women have an adverse effect on men, and I don't think that any of us should deny that they have an adverse effect on men. They make you want to pump your chest out a little bit and flex your biceps a little bit. And if somebody does something to a woman, then we got to walk them down. And that being said, I gotta let them know, like, what are you doing here? I'm worried about you. Boy, everybody worried about you.
Don't you worry about me. I'm a master of martial arts, and I'm also packing some serious heat.
Word to the wise. Now, Don, I think that you have the ability to answer this question. Would you ever date
someone you work with? Absolutely not. Never. I would rather dice my coochie up and put it on a hibachi grill. No.
Look at this question.
Never. Look at this question. Let me see. Just read it. Hold on. I'm pulling up the comments. Fellas, when was the last time? Was why last night text to a woman. Huh? Oh, when was the last time I got a text that it was whack? Never. I've never experienced that. I'm not even being funny. I'm being genuinely serious. I've never been accused of BV, trichomonas, being loose, disturbing the peace. No, this is continental coochie. We don't discriminate over here. Handicap-tastics, trans, breathing. We accept oddities over here. I'm a consenting adult.
She does have a lot of feedback on the mic. We gonna try to get that right. If you guys didn't know, this is Don Says So. I'm gonna show you guys. Where did I put that at? It's in the chat somewhere. We're looking. There's a whole lot of chats today, y'all. So give me some grace. Everybody felt like talking today, and I'm not mad about it at all. Follow Don Fulio Says So on YouTube. This is the link. It is in the chat on all three chats. Follow Don Julio Says So. You guys can go ahead and do that. Don Fulio Says So. If you can, Into Deep, can you put it in the chat for all the chats, please, so I can do that? I appreciate that. He said in the show abruptly. Some women need that honesty, though. Ramon said, I've never. I never. It's strictly ghosting and block over here. He said he doesn't send the text. I have never had to send that text to anybody. Like I said, I have a pretty good picker. I'm very I gotta mute you for a second. I am very you gotta mute. Yeah. I'm very picky. I do not accept it. I do not search for it. I don't download it. I'm very picky on what I'm going to do. And I value myself. I think that all men should value themselves, and they shouldn't just take whatever's thrown at them just because it's being thrown at them. I think that men need to practice a whole lot more discipline when it comes to their seed and their physical bodies and where they put it. If it's not a good choice, don't do it, brother. You got anything for the people, Don? You must unmute.
My bad. No, I say this all the time to the people at the youth, and especially my coworkers, because I have two coworkers that are knocking boots and calling themselves dating. It's a disaster. Young, dumb, and full of cum. Go see them people in the white lab coats and stop taking people at their word. Okay, because if you can breathe, you can lie. And if you can lie, you need to go see them people in them white lab coats.
Why you ain't saying nothing? I'm only gonna do this once. You always knew I'd make it in the beginning. Why you ain't saying nothing?
That's not time for that yet. Go right ahead, Don.
And no, because one of my favorite activities besides, fucking your mind up is 100% going my chart for my chart, because I'm the type of woman, I ask for the full panel every time, and I'm going to get it. Okay? And I get tested for HIV, and I get my pap smear, and I get my blood drawn. And I love that, because I will never argue with nobody out of my tax bracket and a bitch who can't pull up her test results and it be dated within the last 90 days. Let's go chart every time. Because if you really on your shit and you standing on your business mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, you can do that. You wouldn't get excited. You wouldn't get erratic. You wouldn't get upset. You would say, bet. Because if you're allowing somebody that doesn't even know your last name to put themselves inside you, do you understand what you're risking? Not just, unwanted pregnancy and STDs and STIs. Let's say the baby comes out deformed. Let's say you have a miscarriage. Now you got to live with that. Not everybody is emotionally built for that. Okay? Y'all got to think about that shit. You got a baby. Now you got a human that relies on your stability mentally, financially, physically, and emotionally for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. You could be 87 with a 20-year-old paying college tuition. Where are you going to work? Your pension ain't going to cover it. You didn't work like that. You was running the streets in your 20s and 30s, chalking it up to the game. You don't have a retirement plan. You don't have no life insurance. But that 20-year-old human needs an education and they can't get student loans. You was putting shit in their credit before they were even 18. That's shot. Y'all don't think about that shit. Go see them people in them white lab coats.
So, Don, as you're well aware, as well as the rest of the chat, we did a show here in Chicago, and the Raw Society Coalition is on tour. Shout us out for your next city. And if you have a venue, if you own a venue, let us know. We might just want to pop up in it. So holler at us. And this is what we got and what we did in the city of Wind, in the city of Chicago.
Why you ain't say nothing? I'm only gonna do this once. You always knew I'd make it in the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? You believed in me the whole time, for real? Yeah. I couldn't tell. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times, couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages on moon getting bigger. Now you wanna say something. But watching my story all winter. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't call? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Stages on moon getting bigger. Now you wanna say something. Put that on my soul.
So thank you to everybody that came out to watch the Raw Society Coalition at Q Bar Darien in Chicago, Illinois. You know, it's Darien, Chicago. Y'all get what I'm saying. If you've been to Chicago, you understand. The venue is the venue, but the city is the city. The city is overarching, and it lives and it breathes in all of us around the entire place. So we did our show here, and it was great. And you guys better not mix the next one, wherever the next one might be. So stay tuned to all of the Raw Society Coalition channels as you guys were able to rewind that back and see all of those names. All of those names on that show have their own channel. All of them do. So make sure you check in with those people on the channel. I believe you have the Classic Codes coming up next. I believe Conversations with Soft Rain will be live today, and the No Middleman podcast with Souls of Thought, Uncle Plug, and Conversations with Soft Rain. Everybody will be live today. I believe the Ben podcast is already live today, so you guys might have missed them. Unless they're still live right now. They may be, but we've been live this entire time, so there's no way for me to know. But thank you for everybody that came out. Don't miss Rain's call-in show. You might like this show a lot, Don. You might like this show a lot. So make sure you guys subscribe to Conversation with Soft Rain. And if you would like to, make sure that you subscribe to the new channel that Don has posted. Don started a brand new channel. They wanted to rid themselves of the past and start all over again. I don't blame them. This is the new channel for Don Fulio Says So. Make sure that you guys tap in and subscribe to Don. If you enjoyed Don's commentary today, you guys go ahead and subscribe to her channel. And she will be there as much as possible, probably every day. Because if y'all don't know, you know, she used to post a lot, and she's probably going to post a lot on this too. There's probably plenty of videos and commentary and giving her opinion on what's going on. And, you know, I'm going to help out with that as much as possible. You make sure you get that YouTube link taken care of next time, because you could have had this already saved to your channel, but it's cool. We're going to get that fixed, and we're going to get that going. You got anything you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Bless, don't strive, and live in serenity. Don't chase peace.
Hold on, let me see if I can get it right now.
Hold on, let me see if I can get it right now.
Oh, I should post my link. Hold on, I got it.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Thank you guys for showing up today. Make sure you guys give her a like and subscribe. We love to share around here, and we love to, at least on the YouTube streets. We share on YouTube, y'all. Stop. Get your minds, get your brains out of the gutter when you hear me say that I'm going to share. Get your brain out of the gutter. I did not mean anything about.
Oh boy! Yes.
No, y'all are popping. No, that's not what we doing.
No, you guys gotta tell me. Now I gotta scroll through the comments. I literally went to my YouTube app to get my fucking link. You guys gotta tell me what happened.
I put your link in the chat already. I took care of it while you were away. And it sucks. We finally got good audio from you, but it's the end of the show. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on it. Thank you guys who stuck around. Despite the audio issues that started to plague us towards the second half of this show, we appreciate you. I appreciate you. I am Tez. I am 24. This is the TezDown, and you will see me in another 24. So I'm going to be right here, and you know where to find me at. Everything that I got posted is down here, scrolling at the bottom of this chat. Scroll at the bottom of this chat. I ain't got no problem with people trying to find me. I'm not hard to find. Just know that if I go somewhere and I didn't invite you and I see you, it's gonna end up like this.
You're not invited, but I'm gonna celebrate my ass off. But I better not see your ass there. You don't want to be around me while I got alcohol and me. That'll ruin your night. That'll ruin my night. If I look up, I see your ugly ass face.
It sure will. It sure will. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for spending time with
Enough
me.
about me. Let's talk about me. What do you think of me?
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. This has been the TezDown.
I'm the Tez. I'm the Tez.
Welcome to the TezDown. Welcome.
I'm the Tez.
Mic check 1 2. Welcome. Welcome to the TezDown. Party time.